The first question is, who are the customers? Every home with a clothes dryer is a potential customer. And remember, apartment buildings, condos, and motels also need this service. Most clothes dryer failures are related to a partially blocked exhaust. Often, you'll be called to clean the duct for a brand new clothes dryer that fails to dry any better than the old one. If the owner had called you first, you might have saved them the cost of a new dryer. However, safety is the most important reason to keep the clothes dryer and its exhaust duct clean. Each year, there are nearly 15,000 home fires caused by clothes dryers, and it is one of the leading causes of home fires in the United States. The lint builds up in the exhaust duct, resulting in reduced airflow. The reduced airflow leads to more buildup in the dryer itself, and eventually lint can enter the heating element and start a fire that can spread to the rest of the home. Often, the dryer will overheat due to a clogged exhaust duct and simply shut down. The over-temperature sensors are not designed to cycle on and off repeatedly, so they can eventually fail. If they fail in the safe condition, the dryer heating element remains off, and the only damage is the cost of the repair. The exhaust duct must be cleaned to prevent the same failure from reoccurring. If the sensor fails in the on position, the heat will not shut off, and there is a serious danger of a dryer fire. What tools are required to properly clean dryers and their exhaust ducts? Through years of experience, Air Care has collected tools to do the job quickly and efficiently. If a tool didn't exist, one was designed specifically for that task. What you see is a complete system of tools, including the vent vac. This is an extremely powerful vacuum with 4 motors that provides ultra-high airflow through the 4-inch dryer duct. The high airflow is required to remove the captured dry or damp lint and even remove bird nests from the dryer vent. Special lint trap and duct brushes are designed to reach into areas of the dryer where lint tends to collect, especially near the heating element. This 4-inch brush with the lint buster ball was specifically designed for the Cobra power brush system or the drill-powered cable assembly to reach and clean the depths of a long exhaust duct in the walls, ceiling, or under a slab. The drill holder with foot pedal makes it easy to use the drill-powered cable to clean out the dryer duct. Simply strap your drill into the holder and engage the trigger lock. Plug your drill into the pedal and the pedal into the wall, then use the foot pedal to easily control the drill-powered cable for easy one-hand operation. The nest claw is also used with the Cobra or drill-powered cable. It will break up bird nests, which often extend all the way to the inside of the wall connections. The vent flap clip holds the outside flap open, while the vent vac is extracting lint. The air whisk uses compressed air to remove lint buildup off the walls of the exhaust duct, so the vent vac can pull it out and collect it. This anemometer will measure the airflow before and after cleaning to verify the duct has been fully cleared of all blockages. The video inspection system may be required to examine the interior of the dryer duct for damage or a collapsed section inside the wall. It's also a perfect way to document a job well done. Before we show you how easy it is to clean the ducts with these tools, let's see what the most common dryer duct configurations look like. The warm, moist air exits the back of the dryer and is connected to a 4-inch hose that is attached to the wall fitting. Some dryers are against an outside wall, so the wall connection is simply a 6-inch long pipe with a rain cover on the outside and a flap to keep the birds out. Most dryer ducts are 12 to 25 feet long or more. They're supposed to have only one smooth bend of 90 degrees or less, but commonly have 2 or more sharp 90-degree bends or square junction boxes. The vent itself is usually steel in the wall, floor, or between floors, but can be plastic, aluminum, metal, or mylar in an attic crawl space. The outside vent is usually on a wall with a triangular box facing down. There is usually a screen covering the opening and a flap that blows open when the dryer is running. If it exhausts to the roof, there's normally a screen and a typical roof vent to prevent rain from entering. The roof vent usually does not have a flap. Now, how do we clean the dryer and dryer duct? If the dryer is working at all, start it in the air-only mode, then locate the outside exhaust vent. If it has an exhaust flap, use the clip to hold it open. Use the anemometer to take and record the flow rate before you do any cleaning, then inspect the screen for a lint clog. Remove the lint clog and check the velocity again. A good reading is 1,300 to 1,500 feet per minute for most dryers. There are 3 basic cleaning procedures. The configuration, the weather, and accessibility will determine which is most suitable for any given situation. All 3 are effective, and there are variations on all 3 that you may develop for specific circumstances. The first option is to attach the vent vac to the outside dryer vent and insert the Cobra power brush, air whisk, or drill-powered cable from inside the home. This is very useful when trying to keep the noise level down inside the home. The vent vac will be connected outside the home while you'll be working from inside the home. This is an area the homeowner rarely cleans, and lint in this area can act like kindling to spread a fire that may start in the dryer. The second option is to attach the vent vac to the indoor dryer vent connection and insert the Cobra power brush, drill-powered cable, or air whisk from the outside. This is particularly useful if there is a bird nest in the dryer duct and the nest claw is required. The third option is to attach the vent vac and the cleaning tool to the same end of the dryer duct. Of course, there are 2 variations of this. The first is to use both the vent vac and brush air whisk inside the home. This may be necessary when there is severe weather outdoors or there is limited access to the exhaust vent. You should always check the exhaust outside for lint buildup on the screen and clip the flap in the open position during cleaning. The second variation is to use both the vent vac and brush air whisk outside the home. This method is the least intrusive to the homeowner, but it is still important to inspect the area around the dryer and clean up lint. This method is also useful for the stackable units that are difficult to remove from their closets. Whether the dryer sits beside the washer or is stacked on top of it, the cleaning procedures are very much the same. One word of warning regarding the Maytag stackable units: there's a special tool required to install these units on the rails. If you don't have this tool, don't remove the unit from the rails. You'll have to call the Maytag repairman. Most dryers, however, can be pulled away from the wall to access the connector hose and the wall fitting. The area behind the dryer must be vacuumed to prevent any fire that does start in the dryer from spreading to the building. The United States Consumer Protection Agency recommends an aluminum connector hose for the same reason. It will not spread the fire to the structure like a plastic hose can. Once you believe the dryer duct is clean, you have installed an aluminum connector hose and you're ready to test the dryer. Be sure to turn it on air only and use the anemometer to check the air velocity outside. Now you can push the dryer back into position, making sure the connector hose does not become smashed. Clean up the area around the dryer and wash and polish the outside of the dryer to give the customer that little bit of extra service. Leave a label, your business card, or a magnet. Don't forget to schedule the next preventative maintenance visit when you collect your money. Scheduled cleaning of the exhaust ducts can reduce costly dryer repairs and prevent a disastrous house fire. Remember that you're providing a mechanical service for the dryer and helping to prevent fires. Of course, there are dryers in condos, apartment buildings, and hotels. These buildings often have maintenance agreements to have the dryer ducts and exhaust ducts cleaned once or twice every year. There is a little more involved in these structures, but the basic procedures and tools remain the same. The one difference is the common stack. This will often have 2 or more dryers from each floor feeding into it with a hose about 2 feet long. The exhaust ducts from the bathrooms usually feed into a separate stack. The amount of extra work is minimal, and a fee of $15 to $25 each can add up quickly. There are usually 2 bathrooms per unit, 4 units per floor, and 10 floors per building, so there are 80 exhausts to clean. At only $15 each, that's $1,200 for 5 minutes additional work per exhaust, or $175 per hour. Now, let's take a look at the stack and how to clean it. Turn off the exhaust fan at the top of the stack. Loosen the mounting bolts and move the fan slightly to the side so the air whisk or sidewinder can be dropped down the side of the stack. Slide a suitable length of PVC over the end of the hose and duct tape it in place. This will stabilize the hose and prevent it from being sucked up into the exhaust fan. Adding dryer duct and bathroom exhaust duct services can be as simple as mentioning it on all your service calls. The potential revenue from these services is limited only by the amount of effort you decide to put into this activity. With annual service agreements on a few apartment buildings, this can become a significant portion of your duct cleaning income. If you have additional questions on dryer duct or bathroom exhaust duct cleaning procedures, please call the Air Care toll-free assistance line at 800-322-9919. Thank you.